Welcome back to Lunatea. There's no agonising over the morals of it this time, we just jump straight on it. And this is actually my favourite hoverboard level, which will probably surprise a few people, but there are reasons which I'll get into later. Anyway, first obstacle to deal with is this tornado, which just tosses rocks at us. I don't think the tornado can actually catch up with you, so it's not a chase, it's just dodging. And you have full range of movement even over those barriers at the side. There are no walls on this track, even though it may seem like it. It can be a little deceptive when it comes to actually figuring out how much space you actually have to play with. And the bulk of the transitions involve jumping through those sand whirlpools, sinkholes. I know there's a technical term for them, but I can't remember it right now. Yeah, I really like this level just because it has a lot of cool ideas. There's a lot of cool things in it. It's fairly difficult, but not so much that it's completely shut off your first time through it. And the gems aren't an absolute bitch the first time through, which they were on the last one. Those holes there are instant death. They have quite a bit of a rim to them, so it's the only time you're really going to fall into them is if you mistime a jump over them. And while that's not much of an issue right now, it'll become so later on. I grabbed this guy that I'm dragging behind me right here, but never actually need him for anything. I think that was a perfect run of the gems on that stage. Which shows you they don't try to do anything really dickish with the gems in this level. It's just a case of spreading them out and making you move all over the level, keeping you moving even though it might not be to your best interests. Managing your speed becomes a big thing. You may have seen it when I had the mirror spirit earlier, but some of those gem sets that are higher up, or even lower down, some of the jumps you have to pull really demand that you have a control of. You need to know what the speed of the hoverboard is going to do at this point. And really, you should have this thing down by now. And you can see that just how easy in that section it can be to come close to going down one of those holes. I only barely escaped. And that was the only Mommet door piece I missed, so you can rest assured I went back for it. The collision detection on these is a little dodgy, as you might have seen from that first one that hit me. But it's nothing to worry about because that's the end of the level. That is probably the most blood-curdling scream in the entire game. I mean, it starts off as the same kind of deep roar we've been hearing from monsters all through the game, but then you just get that high-pitched scream. Like, it's so rare for, in situations like this one, where an enemy is consumed by darkness and ends up as a monster, for the impression to really be given that they're in some real pain. So after that run, let's actually deal with this boss properly. As you may already be able to tell, we defeat this boss by freaking uppercutting it. Which is awesome. Like, it really is a case of, I hope you've learned how to use these things properly by this point. And that's how you get rid of... That's how you dodge the shockwave attack being used. But that's pretty much this boss's entire repertoire of attacks for this first part anyway. It walks around for the first hit, and then afterwards it just keeps jumping around. And after a while it'll head up into the air like this, requiring you to use 2 of those things. Five hits later and we get a change of enemy. And now that glowing white ball that you may have seen floating around in the first part of the fight becomes actually relevant. We can throw these moves to toss it around the arena. What we really need to do is throw them down to those flashing platforms. They'll bounce down and knock Leorina off. There's no really dangerous moves that she has in this stage of the fight. It's just hit the ball, knock down one of the platforms. And you have a pretty big window of opportunity to actually hit the platform. She tends to be over the hit zone for a long time. And then we get a transformation with just a few hits left. This is basically returning to the initial stage of the fight, but with less time between her landing and taking off again. So you have a much smaller window to actually get the hit, but it's still not anything difficult to get the hit. And that is Leorina defeated.
Leoria, I'll be down. Yamartımız veya. We miss Trondheim stranda. Leslie on the famto. They miss our stranda. Leoria. Let's touch down. Let's root for the touchdown. Leoria. Klonoa. Lunatea popolata. More popona lot of us to there. Then Lunatea up in upspor. And Leoria. Suhana bit, I want to Klonoa. We are shadow of cool. Lunatea. Wait, little. Tip.